Salut! 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 I'm here for another video to all the people that are from America and all other places that speak English. And this is the very last video that I will do exclusively about Fenty. The only reason I'm doing this is because most of the comments that I got on my last video is because a lot of people asked me, what are you in Fit Me? What are you in MAC? Do you like that one better or the foundation? Like which one would you really use seriously on a regular day basis? So I thought it would be a good idea if I did a foundation comparison between the foundations that I use. Like I said in the last video, I told you guys that I usually have to get a foundation darker than my skin tone. Now my skin is a little bit lighter than it was in the summer, but in the summer I do get darker, so my spots usually come out more. Like it usually is way worse. If you go to my other video on my page when I talk about actually fixing hyperpigmentation. Let me close this door because I want to start the video over because I was not closed, but I'm just gonna keep going. But I usually do color correct, but with one of these foundations, I don't really color correct because I like it so much. Pretty much, I'm just gonna go through each three of them individually and go through the things that everybody cares about, the details before I go into what my personal opinions are. So, let's begin. Please don't hate me, but I have decided not to do a test on my face of all three. Instead, I'm just gonna give you guys a review because that's just a lot of wasting. Not only is it gonna hurt my skin, but it's a waste of makeup. Before I actually tell you guys what is my favorite and before I go into the details of why and why not I don't like a foundation in each one, I want you guys to press this eye and I don't even know if it's on this side or this side, but I want you to press it and I want you to guess to see what you think my favorite is, and I want you to also go up there and if you use all three of these or two of these, pick which one you like the most from the ones that you have tried. I'm gonna start off with Maybelline Fit Me. Okay, so Maybelline Fit Me, very commonly used. Not only is it cheaper than most foundations and most accessible because you know you can go to Walgreens and Walmart, you can get it online, you can get it on Amazon, you can get it anywhere, and it's usually about the same price. What makes it so good, it's affordable and it works. It does what it's supposed to do. They have selection between dewy and matte. As far as undertones, they don't really do undertones. I've been told, and you know from experience, it has more of a yellow undertone after a while, but it's kind of neutral. And I'm a red undertone, but I think this foundation is supposed to be a medium coverage. But to me, compared to MAC and compared to Fenty, this is like a full. I mean, I put it on and it like, this is dewy, so it really covers like everything. Like if I was to put on one like little dab, you wouldn't be able to see this spot anymore. You wouldn't be able, like it would cover it. And for people that don't like to wear primer, you have to wear a lot of primer for this. Maybe have to set it because me personally, when I used it, for the times that I have used it, I will put it on with a sponge, you know, not even layered a lot. I usually do one coat and I wore primer. I wore that, you know, the Maybelline clear primer that I used in my Fenty video. I used to work in a lab and I did scientific research and I was wearing my gloves and I went to like scratch my face and it was like on my gloves and like I did this and it like came off. I don't know if that's because it had a dewy finish and it's smooth, it says dewy plus smooth. I don't know what it was, but it was coming off, it came off of my shirt. And honestly, since then, I have not wore this again. Everybody I know loves this foundation. Maybe I need to use a different primer, a better primer, because the one I did use that day was a little cheap. I needed to put some powder on before, but I just felt like that was way too complicated when I had other foundations. I didn't really try to go and figure this out. I really was gonna figure this out once my MAC ran out, but then Fenty came and, you know, just took that over. So I probably won't be using this for a very long time. But overall, I like the way this covers. It gives you a smooth skin look. But I think next time I would get the matte instead of the dewy and just use a dewy spray. I'm more of a fan of matte foundations now because of the way dewy foundations start to slide down your face or look slippery. It's way better to have a matte foundation and then use a spray that's dewy. I've learned from experience. Next is MAC. My MAC foundation, this is the very first foundation I've ever used in my life. It was about 2 years ago. I went to, I was in Miami, I don't know, it was random. And my hyperpigmentation was really bad because it's the summer, you know, my skin gets darker, my light spots really start to come out. I just was talking to a girl and I was just like, I wonder if this would like cover my light spots. She was like, of course. As you can see, this is pretty dark compared to, you know, the Fenty that really matches my skin or the Maybelline that really matches my skin. And that's because it just looks extremely like powdery on me when I get my skin tone, and the only way it wouldn't look powdery is if I got a darkened skin tone. That's why it's so dark, and I mean that's the only way that I could get a coverage, and I would rather it be smooth than ashy and, you know, patchy on my face. MAC, I don't feel like, it says that it's buildable, but I don't really feel like it covers. It does cover your face, but I don't feel like it gives you a good amount of coverage as Maybelline. I cover it with a contour to make it give a fuller coverage look. One other thing that I don't like about MAC's foundation is I feel like you put it on and you have it on all day, and my friend even said the same thing, is that after a good 8 hours or something, it feels like it disappears. Like at the end of the day, I go to take off my makeup and not much comes off, and I'm like, I know I put on makeup this morning. Like, I feel like it like just goes into your skin, and that scares me. Either that or it's wiping off in the air. I don't know, maybe the wind is smacking it off my face. I don't know what it is, but I feel like it disappears. I don't know what happens to it. I need MAC to figure out what happens to it. It prevents excess oils, and it absorbs excess oil in your, look, I don't need you to be doing all that. I didn't buy you for that. I didn't ask you to do that. So honestly, MAC was just my safeguard. It was the first foundation I ever used. And you know, it's like that person you lose your virginity to. You just got the attachment to it for the rest of your life. So I just never stopped using it, and it was just convenient. I was scared to use other foundations, and it worked for me. I just covered, and you could still see my white spots bleed through. Last but not least, Fenty Beauty. This is brand new. When I used Fenty in my tutorial a couple days ago, I knew it was buildable, but I've been using it every day since I did the review to get more knowledge of it and how to use it and the most effective way to use it. And I've noticed that I like this foundation the most after 2 coats for me. I don't do 2 coats of the whole face. I do a whole face, and then I do another coat like around here, because that's where my hyperpigmentation is. And you can see in my tour of my apartment, that's when I did that method, and it looked flawless. Like, it matched my neck, it matched my body. My face looked smooth. It didn't look like it was slippery, too dewy. It was like matte but smooth because I used the dewy finish spray. I just absolutely love this foundation. So I think I just gave away that this is actually my new favorite. And I really didn't expect this. Like, I don't know, celebrity lines, like, I feel like a lot of times you just like them for the celebrity. If this even wasn't Rihanna, like if this was just MAC coming out with something new, like I actually really love this. I like the way it builds. I like how it has a warm undertone, and it's actually my skin color for once. I like how it finishes matte, so it looks like your skin is airbrushed. Like, you know, a lot of you guys say like, oh my gosh, like after you put it on, it's like your skin is like photoshopped in motion. I swear, it gives you an airbrushed look. It's very clean, it's very nice. I just overall like this foundation, and it's cheaper than MAC, and you know, it's more quality than Maybelline, but it gives a cheaper price than most foundations. It dries really quick, and you can see it dry, so that when you add more on, you can see the difference, and I really love that about this. Even those men that, you know, want to keep a good part of their masculinity when they put on foundation, it gives a light coverage so it doesn't even look like you're wearing makeup. And then you can go to medium where it looks like, oh, your skin is perfect, but I can tell you're wearing a little makeup, and then you can go to full where like, oh, my sis is beat. So I usually like medium, like I had in my apartment, and for once I can get my skin tone and I can get it in a warm undertone, because I cannot get this in warm. They don't really have undertone. So if I would have to put them in order, my very first go-to for number 1 would be Fenty. And after that, I would say, I will say MAC. Only because I'm so comfortable with it. I know how to work with it. I just really can't deal with this coming off. Like, this like if this was to come off on my shirt or any of my clothes, like good thing I was just at work and was wearing a collar shirt, it didn't matter, but I just can't deal with that coming off, and I think it's because it's dewy. Maybe if I use a matte, it'll be different. Comment below and let me know what happens with you guys with the matte and the dewy, and let me know if you've had similar instances and what you did to change it for other people that watch this video, and may look in the comments also. That is the review on all 3 of my foundations. I know either way, if I tell you not to or if I tell you to, you're still gonna put your comments and disagreements in the comments. I know those people that come up here and critique me. I'm gonna say once again, I am not a makeup artist. I do not work at Sephora. I do not work at MAC. I just go through my experiences in life. I'm a lifestyle blogger and I like to share with you guys. I hope this video was helpful for you. I hope that my experiences and me sharing with you helps you decide on which foundation you want to go get or try them out and see if you have a similar, instance. Remember that everybody has different skin and everybody has different reactions to these makeups with oils and everything. So just remember to do a lot of research before you buy these products and you pay for them, and that's why I do my reviews, is because I'm trying to help out my Taebies. I'm trying to help out all of you guys with my experiences. I hope that this video was enjoyable. I hope that it was helpful. Please make sure you like and subscribe. I am TarekAli. I will see you in my next video, and I'm out. 40 volume, 12%. Oh my God! Did y'all see that? Oh my gosh. Yo, you come pretty fast. Oh my gosh. What in the world?